I'm at the top. Pretty much. That's as far as I'm going, dude.
Nice work, honey.
Thanks, honey.
Nice work.
Previously on Trio. Last time on Trio, we said goodbye to Trinidad and set course for Tobago. We motor sailed east along the northern shore to avoid the ocean current that pushes west.
Wow, look at the marks on it. It's so pretty.
Cole pulled in a beautiful mackerel,
I think we're hooked, Dad.
and we arrived later than expected into Scarborough Harbor at Tobago. This time at Trio, it's Krista's turn at the mast, and Cole gets his wish as he gets to learn to surf on the beautiful island of Tobago.
Early morning Tobago and the ferry's taken off. Coast Guard was complaining that we were in the channel last night. I don't think so. It's gonna be close though. Here he comes. E&T Spirit. As long as he doesn't gun it as soon as he gets past us, then we're good. Lots of room.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention please. We ask that you listen very carefully to the following safety announcement. We wish to draw to your attention the passenger emergency instructions notices, which are displayed in the cabin, as well as to the emergency card placed in the pocket of the seat in front of you.
Now we're back to quiet, pretty Tobago. It's the strangest anchorage I've ever seen. It's hardly an anchorage. There's a couple mooring balls up there. But really there's just a couple little rowboats, one sailboat and us. So we won't be staying too long. We left our dinghy. The Coast Guard was really friendly. They dropped a ladder down for us because it's really high on this dock. And they've directed us down here. We're gonna go.
There's Salter 3 in the bay.
Yay!
Came in late last night.
Not a bad parking job for in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
Like on that massive spool.
Yeah.
Like.
So after clearing into Tobago and right across the road from the customs house, we found doubles. Doubles for breakfast. Yum.
Yum?
So here comes the TNT Express.
Where do you think we should anchor though?
Yeah, that's a good question. Stand by for a sec. Where do you think they should anchor, Krista?
Do you think we can just try to get out of here for a minute and go behind them?
The anchorage we are in is the one shown on the charts, but it's very small and right next to the ferry channel. More boats began to arrive here, hoping to drop the hook. So eventually, Port Authority allowed anchoring in the non-designated area on the other side of the ferry. But both anchorages are less than perfect, and so the next day, we decided to move on.
There they are. You can see them up in their cabin watching us.
The captain of the TNT Express is a Canadian from PEI. He saw our flag and hailed us for a friendly chat on the VHF radio.
89.2 water temperature here right now. That doesn't make sense almost. So 89.2 must be right, because we just heard North Coast Radio on channel 16, and they said that the water temperature was 31 Celsius. Oh, that's just crazy over Tobago.
Action-packed morning. This boat decides to come in right as the ferry is coming in. There's not much room. You might have to go over there.
The Port Authority's allowing us to anchor over there.
He's like, I'm gonna go over there. Ay, ay, ay.
Wait, quick. Heading up the coast of gorgeous Tobago. Yeah, let's go to the beach. We're still in the bay. We've got our mainsail up. We're motoring. We're just going 10 miles around the corner anyway. So we're coming out of the bay and we're gonna make a right. The rain's getting more intense. There is land up there somewhere. We got in an anchor an hour ago and it was fairly calm. There wasn't much wind, about 3-4 knots of wind. Now we're seeing 25-26 knots of wind as this lightning storm, this thunderstorm, moves over top of us. Storms are fine, you just hope that your anchor holds. And we have a really good Mantis anchor. I highly recommend buying a Mantis anchor if you're in the market for an anchor. Well, another cell going through. We just saw 37 knots. We're down to 27, 25, 27 point, 29.7, 30, 30.1, 30.2. Whoa, holy shit, 34. We were gonna go to the, wow. We were gonna go to the beach because Cole's been doing schoolwork all day. We're gonna take him surfing and paddleboarding. Wow. Wow. That's crazy. Wow. And then there's the days after the storm that are just absolutely beautiful. Gorgeous. Never knew that we had all that storm, rain, and wind yesterday.
Cleaning the bottom is hard work. This is growth from just 3 weeks in Chaguaramas Harbor. Careful, growth can clog your water intakes here at the leg for the engine cooling and at the intakes for the water maker and the heads. I use a weight belt and a suction handle. The weight belt helps keep me under the water, the handle helps too and gives me a resting spot whenever I need it. With boat and schoolwork done, it was time to hit the beach for Cole's first time surfing with a real board and an instructor.
That's Cole, and that's George, his instructor. Thanks to all his family back home that gave him money for his birthday. He's using it today. And he's pretty excited about it. That's cool. First try and he's up. All the way in. First try. Hey, cool. Is that your first try? All right. here. Krista's going to go up the bosun's chair, and she's going to lubricate the track, make the cars go up better.
Got a long way to go yet, halfway up, and I'm already rocking. Cole is hoisting me at the bottom where we went. Stop! Alright, I'm much closer to the top now, and it's a bit wobbly, but not bad.
Krista's cleaning the track on her way up, and she'll lubricate it on her way down.
Good job, honey.
I'm at the top. Pretty much. That's as far as I'm going, dude.
Nice work, honey.
Thanks, honey.
Nice work. You're way up there.
I know, and it's wobbly up here. But it's pretty. Woo!
Best view in town.
Best view in town. All right, ready to start coming down slowly and
All right, here we go.
spraying the lube.
Spray the track.
Yeah, spray the track.
Morning, we're leaving Tobago. Krista's writing in the logbook. We got up at 5 a.m. We have about a 15-hour sail if we maintain 5 knots. Winds are supposed to be light, 10 knots of wind. That's Tobago there. We just caught a tuna. Didn't have the GoPro ready, so we didn't get to catch that on film, but it's a beautiful morning. We got about 7-8 knots of wind under full sail. We're doing about 5 knots. Tobago is probably one of our most favorite islands. It is so beautiful, especially on the west side. There are so many pristine, gorgeous beaches. Highly recommend a visit to Tobago. It's gonna be a long sail to Grenada if we can at this speed. Oh well, maybe the wind will pick up.
And then to add to this amazing adventure, dolphins played at our bow.
Oh, he looked right at me. You see that? Yeah. Wow, they're so big. Let's see if I can get the underwater cat part. Hi. Here's some footage of how a typical good passage goes for Trio aboard sailing catamaran Saltair 3.
lunchtime here on Saltair 3. It's a nice day, cruising's pretty good. I'm feeling pretty good. So I made a batch of cookies. And any second now, timer's gonna go off. Oh yeah, for some nachos. Yummy. Those are ready. Whoops.
Eight knots on 11 knots of wind. This boat is fast. 8.1, 9 knots of wind, 10 knots of wind. It's just what we've been averaging all day today. 10 knots of wind and 7.5 to 8.5 knots of wind of speed.
It's been an awesome sail.
It has, hasn't it? This is my handheld display. It's actually my iPad. And our Raymarine gives off a Wi-Fi signal that can be picked up anywhere around the boat. So I'm sitting here up in the tramps. I can't navigate with my iPad, but I can see everything I need to see, and then it's a safety feature. I just run back to the cockpit and deal with helm back there. Gives me my distance to waypoint, sunrise and sunset, the date, the time, the water temperature, anything I want to put in there that's relative. So we're almost at our destination, and the wind picked up a lot, and we had the full main out, no reef. And Krista and I were sitting here enjoying the tramps on the front, and I noticed the anchor was slowly making dips under the water, and this hull was coming more and more out of the water. So we were heeling, this hull was getting higher, and we were pitching. So that sent a message. We could feel the wind starting to pick up. We've been running under full main, but the full main was pushing the boat forward and lifting it up from the back and up from the sides. So the three of us ran back and we threw a reef into the main right here, and everything's riding really good right now. In order to put a reef in, I recommend you start the engine. That's the way I was taught. Start the engine so you have some power, and you turn into the wind, which releases some of the pressure on the sail, and you can drop it down just enough to clip it on, and then crank out the outhaul, the reefing outhaul, lock it in place. And everything's good. And we're still doing 8 knots with the reef in. Mostly because the wind has picked up as well. But it's definitely bigger seas than what we've had all day. It's hard to walk now on deck. Should really be strapped in. But we only got about 20 minutes to go, and we're gonna be at our destination. All right. Well, that's it till next time on Trio. The waves have gotten a little bigger, and we're flying.